Welcome, new future builders, to this week's meeting of the movement. Yes, this is one of the few and far between open house sessions I'll be having. So this is live. This is not usually I do these every week on a Saturday morning, like it is now, 9 a.m. for the members of the Facebook group and of course my meetup group. And so I've been pretty consistent on these. This is an open house, so that means anyone can see this on YouTube right now. I told myself I would do these occasionally, and so here I am. So I hope everyone's had a great week, a positive week, a productive week, and more importantly, an impactful week as well as I kind of dive into some things. So again, if you are not part of the group, if you're not part of the movement and you want to see more of these, you get more hard details in these. Today, I'm going to talk about some closing things I'm doing with sales. I'm going to talk about the channel and kind of some updates. I give more in-depth detail on information in these videos than I do, of course, on the videos on the channel. So that's the benefit. That's the benefit if you want to step through the movement, want to have more discussion, and want to get more hard information on some keys that may help your life or your business, and of course, impact, then this is the place to be. Text the word BUILD, so BUILD, text the word BUILD to 240-206-6362. That'll give you a link to the group. You can always reach out to me as well. Anyway, so for those who were in the group, you understand last week I said I would probably mention or discuss how some of my sales calls went this week. So I got a couple deals in. And I want to explain kind of the amazing part of going through that process, right? It's first off, and if you know me who I am, I'm a very shy guy. And so the idea, even the inkling that I would be doing some type of sales presentations at any point in time is kind of unheard of. It's not something that you'd really expect, okay? And so that's why it was kind of good to really get into this realm. And I would say that I've gotten better at it. I wouldn't say great, but I've gotten better at it. There's one thing I kind of mentioned. So with sales, right? With sales, one of the basic things is you always have a script. Like you should always have a script, period. You should always have a script. It's important. Why? Because no matter how creative you think you are, no matter how much you have the conversation memorized or how you think it'll go, it's important to make sure that you're grabbing each touch point as you go through the conversation. You don't have to necessarily say a script verbatim. It's important. So I know that amongst our team, there's always a script, period. No matter how good you are, or if you're a newbie, you just have a script. Now, once you get comfortable with the script, you understand the basis of the script, pretty much just means you can, for the most part, present anything. I've had, once I kind of got a hold of one script, pretty much the other services or things that needed to be presented on, as long as I got a script on it, I understood what the structure was going to be. So even if you had a product that I've never seen before, I know nothing about, I may know a few basic things, all I would typically have to do is you give me the script. The script is structured in a way that I'm used to. So what do I do from there? I just do a little bit of research about the product, ask a few questions, and I'm good. So this could be done within an hour, and I could potentially be on the phone selling in an hour. That's the beauty of a script. So if you have a team that you've taught the principles of sales, you can pretty much get them on a new thing pretty quick. Just give them a script, give them some basic information, and they should be able to rock and roll with it. Why am I saying it that way as well? Is because I'm hoping that we can all move from this position of kind of doing all this stuff ourselves and then building out a team. So as you think about some of these things, maybe you want to get into some sales or sell yourself for a project, sell yourself for speaking engagements even, or get a team that does it for you. You kind of have that principle in mind because that really kind of takes that transition from you doing everything yourself to then moving on to that next step of having a team that does it for you. So that's kind of next step, right? That's the next step. And so that's part of it. And then when you get that script, kind of the next level, and I got into as I got into more calls, because at some point of the day I was doing back-to-back calls. I think I had maybe five calls back-to-back, 4 or 5 calls back-to-back. And so by the third call or so, second or third call, I finally got some personality into it. So at first it was, okay, we're on and welcome you to the call. And so that may have been the first one. Then the second one is, it's a little more Justin, a little more me, right? Hey, welcome to the call. I want to appreciate everybody being here. Look, I know you can be doing anything today. You could have had anything you can be doing today, but you chose to be here with me. I don't know why, but you chose to be here with me. Okay. So you see what I mean? So you kind of get some personality. Not to say that's exactly what I was saying, but that's kind of where we're getting into. Okay. So there's that portion of it. All right. And then, so infusing that personality for me, one, made it more enjoyable for the person who was presenting to and discussing the opportunity with. And then second, right, just made it more fun for me. Right. And ultimately it got more people interested, right? It returned in more opportunities to close some deals than if I just went on there and was just dry the entire time. Okay. When you're doing sales calls back to back, you need to have a little bit of fun. Otherwise you will get lost in the process. So that's important. Make sure that whatever you're presenting, whatever you're doing, so even if you're just pitching an idea or an investment, something like that, make the presentation not just fun for them, make sure it's fun for you. It makes it so much easier. So much easier. I will repeat, so much easier to deliver. Just period. Okay. So again, that goes for any presentation, period. Sales, whether it's just a pitch for an idea within your company, maybe you're trying to invent something, get investments, start a business, get investments. Maybe you're just doing a presentation internally for training. Have fun with it. It's key. Okay. The second part is ensuring that it's a two-way thing. When I say it's a two-way thing in terms of sales, I mean, it's just as important for you to evaluate the person you're selling to as it is them to hear what you have to say. So it's a two-way transaction. You don't want to work with everyone, period. It should be evaluative. Now, we have a deeper process in terms of that. I won't go into all those details right now. Just understand that there has to be a two-way process. One, it saves you time. Again, there's been some clients I've had to work with that if I could have gone back and told someone to not sell them, just say no, just pass on them, would have been better off. It just would have made life easier, would have saved more time, could have spent more time on money producing things. Sometimes people do cost, they just do cost. And then two, you have to also evaluate their ability. You have to figure out where the big players are, where the folks who are going to execute are. It looks bad on you as a brand if someone purchases your stuff and they can't use it, but it's not because of you, but it's because they just don't have what it takes to make it happen. And of course, you can't control this with everyone, but there are problem clients. I can tell you that a specific conversation I've had with someone, this is good for trainers, coaches as well. Trainers, coaches, this is a perfect tip. So I would wrap this up, take it and put it under the Christmas tree so you can open it up later and have it again. This is perfect. I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine a few years ago, actually, when I think he got first into the space of personal training, working out, personal training. And he was talking about the clients he has, and some of them listen, some of them don't. Some of them work hard, some of them don't, and I'm just discussing with them hey, well, how many clients you have? Are they dedicated? Are they losing weight? Are they getting in shape? How problematic are they? So, he kind of went through what he had. And I said, well, you got to fire your clients sometimes, right? You got to do it. You have to fire your clients sometimes. That's a real thing. You have to fire your clients because it looks bad on you. It looks bad on you as the trainer if you have them go through the program, you give them the diet to follow, and you've been working for a year and they've lost 5 pounds, right? And it's because they can't stick to their diet, because they can't be diligent, because they're not showing up to everything. You got to fire them. It looks bad for you. And so some of us are going out and trying to make sales and pick up clients that then look bad on us in our business. So it's important that it's a two-way evaluation, right? It's important. It's important. It's a two-way evaluation. You want to make sure that it's a fit for that. You want to have them obviously evaluate you to make sure this is a fit for them. You want to evaluate them to make sure this is a fit for your product, your service, or what have you. Okay, that's important. Like, that's key. Okay, enough of that. So I hope y'all got some meat from that, and I hope something you can take from that. Now to the updates and the rigmarole of what's going on lately. And this week, probably a big question for those who will see this on YouTube is, where have I been? Where's the content? What's going on? Right. And I've talked about some things I've wanted to do and I've loved to do. I've broken my word a bit. I'm saying promises because I didn't promise anything, but I have broken my word a bit. I haven't been as consistent as I like to be. But again, that was a conscious decision that I talked about more in these meetings that I knew I was going to have to make in terms of the content. Like, I knew I was going to make that decision. And so here I am, again, presenting the content and just making sure I don't have any issues, messages. Here I am presenting the content and kind of getting to that point where, you know, I had to make a decision, right? I won't go too in depth because, again, if you were here in the group, then I had more time to go in depth. I had to make a decision. So, again, I'm focusing more on what I'm doing with the Peak Performers Institute, more so than my brand, because it essentially prepares me for next steps. So if you want to see more of that message and why, I do suggest you join the group. All the replays are there. By the way, there's no charge for the group. The group is free. So you're not going to go to a link. You're not going to contact me and get a link back or a request for us to do a sales pitch and for me to charge you. It's not going to work that way. Got it? So the group's free. It's free. 100% free. I talked about thinking about charging when I first started. I decided to keep it free. At some point, I will have a paid group. I have some things I'm trying to work on right now. So we'll see. Anyway, I had to make a decision. So here I am. So I have all these new future builder ideas that won't disappear. They'll certainly get some attention at the time in which is right. But unfortunately, there are some things that I have to focus on in terms of time to make things successful. So that's why I had to focus. That's why I had to shift. That's why I will throw out and certainly try to act on some ideas, try to get some content up. But it can't be the priority right this moment. And I shouldn't say can't. It was chosen. And I don't like saying can't because it certainly can be the priority. It was chosen that it's not going to be the priority at this moment. And so if I have other things I have to do, I have to kind of ditch those things. Now, these meetings I've been keeping pretty, unless I have an event that I'm doing, I'm usually consistent about these. Even if there's something that someone's trying to schedule during this time for PPI stuff, and Peak Performers Institute means PPI, I say no. This is the one thing, unless the sky is falling, this is the one piece of content that I will continue to make no matter what. So that's why I think it's important and imperative that you join. I think it's important and imperative. This will be the one thing, okay? I may take these and kind of like break these out at some point so then I can post some of them. We'll see. Anyway, there is a video I have created. I just haven't posted yet. For a challenge, first challenge of the year. I meant to start it in February, but didn't. So I'm probably going to schedule it for March. Just how I can actually do it, and so I can execute on it. I've mentioned it. It's the opinionated challenge, and that's the benefit of being live. You get to see me mess up. So I will be doing that as well. And yeah, so that's where I've been. That's the broken words and where I've been and where the content's been. It's been issued in hard work. I've been doing hard work. I've been doing sales. I've been doing operations. I've been doing tech trainings. I've just been doing work, right? Not just creating content, doing work. So I need to get back to documenting those things, okay? And that's what the movement videos were. So I may get back to that. But yeah, so if you want, so again, the videos like the movement, if you like those videos that I was doing, this is a perfect thing to watch because you'll get the most raw things that I can get that I, again, will say to the group. I will not discuss on a wider base because, again, the folks in the group took the extra step to be there. I mean, that's just how it is. They took the extra step to be there. Didn't cost them a thing, but a decision to click a few buttons or send me an email or text a number. And so that's why they're there. Got it? So hope everyone, again, is having a productive week. One other thing I'm going to throw out there, one other thing. So for those that are still watching, okay, I am thinking about having some interns. So if you know someone, know a teenager, college student who could work with me, again, it'd be unpaid, and there'll be some details and how that to work. Obviously, there will be some mentorship that is given in exchange. Okay, so if you know an intern, someone who wants to increase revenue and impact, who wants to make a change via business, via social entrepreneurship, or wants to start a nonprofit, has thought about working for a nonprofit or working with one, get them in touch with me. You know how to leave a comment below, all that great jazz. So for those in the group, remember, ask others to join. These are open sessions, so you are welcome to actually join these. I post a link to join within the group and on Meetup. I don't post that public. Okay, so that's the other thing. If you want to be in this, we have live discussion, live strategy discussions, and those things. I love to do it. So that's a benefit of being here. Okay, now, as usual, make sure you join the movement and subscribe if you have not. If you're part of the group, keep coming on back. Make sure you talk to other people and encourage them to join. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.